Hello kids, we were studying the chapter Why Do We Fall in Class 9 Biology, and in today's class we are going to study a few topics, and our first topic is organ or tissue specific manifestation of infections. What do you mean by manifestation? Actually, manifestation, you can say any sign or symptom of any disease or any infection, right? Now, what causes disease? We know pathogen causes disease. How they enter? Through some specific route, right? Or by blood or something. So, pathogen, they may enter our body through several routes like nose, mouth, skin, blood, right? And these routes are called their portals of entry. What are they called? Portals of entry. And on entering the body, pathogen infects some specific organ. What kind of a specific organ? Like you can say liver or respiratory tract, digestive system or something. The infection may be related to portal of entry, or you can say some other tissue. On the basis of this, they can be classified into two types, right? As it can be related to portal of entry or organ or somewhere else in the body, and here some other tissue, right? So on the basis of this, they can be divided into two types. One is portal related specificity. What is portal related specificity? Here some pathogens settle down in the organ related to their portal of entry and cause disease. For example, virus that enter nose, like we can say example of rhinovirus. It enters through the nose and infects the respiratory tract and causes common cold, right? It is entering through the nose and it is infecting respiratory tract, causing common cold, right? So a specific organ, it is attacking, like you can say lungs, or related to its portal respiratory tract. Next, we can take an example of bacteria causing pneumonia or tuberculosis, right? They are also entering through the nose and they also infect the lungs. Means respiratory tract. Yes, it is affected, cough and all, cough, cold, something, right? So here they are entering through the nose and affecting particular organ or particular tract, respiratory tract or something, mean to say they are related to their portal, right? Next, we can say that pathogen that enter through the mouth are likely to settle down in part of digestive tract and causes diseases like diarrhea, dysentery, typhoid, right? So here these all are related to digestion only, something and all, like diarrhea, loose motion, and dysentery, something, loose motion and all, right? And here in typhoid we are having fever and all, right? It is also due to contaminated food or water only. Next, some viruses enter liver from digestive tract and causes jaundice. So they are entering through the digestive tract and attacking the liver, right? And causing jaundice in this, lack of hemoglobin in the body, lack of RBCs and all. It is all due to that. So they are targeting a specific organ, right? Now come to the next, that is non-portal specificity. In this type of specificity, pathogens settle down and infect an organ which is not related to their portal of entry. Like example, we are taking of malarial parasite, that is Plasmodium. It enters through the blood through mosquito bite, that is Anopheles mosquito, but goes to liver cells, entering blood and goes to liver cell. After multiplying, it again return to the blood, ruptures the RBCs and causes malaria. Here, so here is no specific organ or not related to portal. Next, we can say the virus that causes Japanese Encephalitis, and this you can say the brain swells up and all. It is a brain related disease. Here the you can say pathogen enters through the blood, okay, by a mosquito bite only and reaches the brain. It is entering to the blood and reaching the brain, not related to portal. Again, we can take an example of a protozoan, that is trypanosoma, which causes sleeping sickness, right? Also enters blood by bite of tsetse fly that affects the brain again, and the person is having sleeping sickness. In the same way, in elephantiasis, the filarial worm is injected into the body by the bite of Culex mosquito. It enters the lymphatic vessels and clot them, and our organ like our leg or something become large in size and are for different denatured shape, and it's somewhat like elephantiasis. It's somewhat like a elephant, a leg of elephants in appearance. That's why it is known as elephantiasis. Okay, and we can also not forget the HIV virus that enters through the you can say blood by by sexual contact or injecting needles and is spread into the lymph nodes, causing AIDS, right? AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which affects our immune system. You already know what immune system is. Yes, the ability of a body to fight against diseases, right? Okay, now some common effects of infectious disease on a body we are going to study now. This is our next topic. When pathogen enters the body, our immune system gets activated in response to the pathogen. The first reaction of immune system is movement of macrophage and other WBCs. These WBCs, white blood cells, which are also known as soldiers of the body, fight against the pathogen by releasing certain chemicals. This defense action of immune system, which they are releasing the chemical or something in response to the pathogen, is called inflammation, and it causes symptoms like pain, reddening of infected area, like when we are having allergy or something, swelling or fever. These all are due to inflammation only. So these were the common effects of infection or infectious disease on the body when pathogen enters. Now, if we are talking about tissue specific sign and symptoms of the disease, so here the signs and symptoms of a disease are related to organ or tissue, which is our next topic. In this in with this infected by pathogen, like pathogen infecting the brain, like in encephalitis, uh, it causes some problem related to brain, like you can say giddiness or dizziness, chakkar वगैरह, headache, vomiting and all. You're right. And the pathogen affecting the lungs, like in tuberculosis, causes cough, pain in chest, breathlessness and damage to lung tissue. Here the particular organ or particular tissue is targeted. So these are related to the organ or tissue in which the is pathogen enters or the pathogen infected, right? Next, we can say pathogen targeting the intestine, like in cholera, causes stomach ache, vomiting, and acute and frequent diarrhea, or you can say a watery stool or something, right? Next, we can say, as I told you of HIV, like pathogen, like in HIV, do not affect a particular organ or tissue, but may affect the whole body. HIV virus breaks down the body immune system, leaving the victim vulnerable to the host of various infections and neurological disorders. As a matter of fact, each patient dies from the secondary infection because of the failure of his or her own defense mechanism or immune system which protects his or her body. They are not able to fight against diseases anymore, due to which they are infected by one deadlier, and the result and death also. With this, we can also consider the severity of disease. So let's start our next topic, that is severity of disease. So severity of disease manifestation. The severity of symptoms of a disease depends on the number of pathogens which are entering the body and the ability of the body to fight against the disease, of you can say the ability of body or immune system, right? If the number of microbes are very less in number, they may get overpowered by our immune system, and the symptom of disease may be insignificant, very minute. These may remain unnoticed also. But if the number of pathogens is very large, the symptoms can be life threatening. It means the severity depends on the number of microbes or pathogens which are entering the body and surviving against the body immune system. If your body is enough capable to fight against those diseases, then it's fine. But when the microbes numbers are increased and more in number, the body fails to fight against that disease and it may leads to death also. So severity of disease manifestation, so we can conclude that it depends on the number of pathogen entering our body. Fine. Okay, that's all for today, and rest we are going to study in the next class. Thank you.